Hi, so this video is an update on my previous video on eye contact. so, um, and basically, this is basically what it is and what it isn't. Now, if I think back to my youth, there was a time when I would become uncomfortable in conversations around eye contact. And maybe many of you can relate when I say it was easier to change the point of focus away from the person you're talking to, whether it be looking at the ground or elsewhere, anything other than putting your eyes on the very thing that's making you uncomfortable. So basically, sort of like you're there changing your focus just because it's easier, I suppose. Um, Now, I'll say is self-conscious, and there's also this element, in my opinion, of overthinking it. And I think a lot of the overthinking actually comes from the actual words eye contact. Now, if I think back at my management days, when I'm there, I'm delegating tasks to my colleagues. Um, what you're doing is you're checking for facial expressions, and you're checking for the facial expressions to make sure that the words and the tasks which you are giving them are being understood and absorbed, and they're getting the correct interpretation then that you're putting across. And you're also obviously checking for cooperation as well, because not every colleague gives you 100% cooperation on all tasks. So you're there and you're observing the facial expressions, making sure that your words are being understood and that you're getting cooperation as well. Because the last thing you want as a member of management is to give a task to a colleague and then to do a half-hearted task, and then somebody else to come along behind and put it right. So obviously, from a management point of view, that's time and money. But the point I'm trying to make across is that the very term eye contact makes people think, oh, it means looking into somebody's eyes, but that's not what you're doing. You're checking somebody's facial expressions. Basically, it's looking around the cheek areas, I suppose, because that's the giveaways in that your words are being correctly understood. Your eyes are focused on the face, not the eyes. There might be the odd time when you check somebody's eyes just to look for their emotional state, but we're talking like a split second. You just sort of glance, or are they telling the truth? And the eyes can sort of give a lot away. But you generally speaking, you're looking at the face. You're not looking at the eyes. And hopefully that sort of like puts it into a better context. When it comes to actually sort of like reprogramming the mind, maybe a simple task. You're bound to have family that you're comfortable around. Next time you're explaining something to them, just be mindful of exactly where your eyes are focused, and you'll find that your eyes are focused on the face and not the eyes. And it's just a question of, let's say, being aware of where your eyes are supposed to be focused, not overthinking it. If it's a question that through exposure then of explaining things to people and sort of like settling the anxiety down around it, and then obviously through process of doing it time and time again, your mind sort of like becomes reaccustomed to where it should be, and it puts everything back into its correct perspectives. So I say, a good way, is next time that you're explaining something to someone that you're comfortable around, just be mindful that your eyes are there, you're checking their facial expressions. And the same again when they're talking to you, you're checking their facial expressions, because sometimes words, and even sometimes the way words are said, can be misinterpreted. And you're checking their facial expressions to make sure that you're understanding what they're saying and in the context that they're saying it. And again, it's all healthy conversation. It's just a question of being mindful then of the other person's facial expressions as you're talking to them and they're talking to you, and that you are getting the right interpretations of what they're saying, and they're getting the right interpretations of what you're saying. So hopefully this has sort of put things into their correct context and has helped. So hopefully that's been of some help, and if you want to leave comments, please do so. And thank you for watching.